Seneca once said, "It's not that we have too little time, but rather that we lose a great deal of it." Do you feel overwork, leaving your mind exhausted from constant reflection? Do you experience moments of mental crisis, immersed in the whirlwind of overwork, feeling overwhelmed by the multiple demands of life? Between work pressures, family responsibilities, and social expectations, one finds oneself in a constant state of stress and exhaustion. Sitting at your desk, overwhelmed by a multitude of thoughts, you realize it's time to do something. In these moments, Stoic teachings present themselves as a path to explore. By carefully following the 8 proposed steps, you can free your mind from overthinking, regain mental balance, and thereby increase your chances of achieving your goal. 1. Mindfulness practice. Stoics encourage redirecting attention from past or future concerns by cultivating intentional mindfulness in the present moment. This doesn't mean ignoring responsibilities, but adopting a different perspective towards challenges. Focusing on the current moment, Stoic mindfulness breaks the cycle of overthinking, often fueled by anxious thoughts. They believe that the present is the only space where we can truly act, and therein lies our power to change and influence our lives. Integrating Stoic mindfulness into daily life involves taking deliberate moments to observe thoughts, sensations, and the environment without judgment. 2. Acceptance of limited control. Embracing the notion of limited control frees up precious mental energy otherwise devoted to unnecessary concerns. Epictetus's quote emphasizes that our power lies in how we choose to react to events rather than our ability to control them. Rather than exhausting ourselves in a futile struggle against the inevitable, Stoics urge us to direct our attention and energy towards what we can change our own attitude and response to challenges. Illustrating this with the metaphor of a river, accepting limited control is like skillfully navigating the current instead of fighting its tumultuous flow. By releasing this precious mental energy, we are better equipped to face challenges calmly and resiliently, demonstrating Stoic wisdom that transcends external circumstances. 3. Meditation exercises. Stoic meditations are a powerful practice aiming to transcend overthinking by confronting and neutralizing irrational fears. Following this path, Stoics guide us through specific methods, with the contemplation of the worst possible scenario standing out as a particularly effective tool. In this meditation, one is deliberately invited to imagine the most dreaded scenario, exploring the depths of our darkest fears. However, the goal is not to sink into anxiety, but rather to confront these irrational fears with Stoic rationality. This practice demystifies apprehensions that can sometimes paralyze our thinking. By actively confronting these fears instead of avoiding them, we erode their power over our psyche. This Stoic approach teaches that most imagined fears never materialize or are much less formidable in reality. Stoic meditation exercises are not deliberate descents into pessimism, but courageous ascents to the summit of our fears, allowing our minds to rise above irrational concerns and achieve higher clarity. 4. Thought journaling. Keeping a Stoic journal proves to be a transformative path to note and evaluate our overthinking, offering a precious opportunity to objectively examine our concerns and cultivate a more balanced perspective. A relevant Stoic proverb to illustrate this practice is, "It is not necessary that you leave the house. Remain at your table and listen. Do not even listen. Only wait. Do not even wait. Be wholly still. The world will present itself to you." This Stoic wisdom highlights the idea that our perception of the world is shaped by our internal thoughts. Keeping a journal becomes a way to look inward, observing ourselves with raw honesty. By conscientiously noting our thoughts, we can evaluate them with detachment, like an attentive spectator. This creates space between our emotions and reactions, fostering a more balanced perspective. Stoic journaling is not merely a writing exercise, but an inner journey guiding us towards mental balance, nurturing self-understanding, and facilitating the path to Stoic wisdom. 5. Virtue practice. The constant practice of virtue becomes a means to refocus our attention on just and ethical actions. A Stoic proverb that resonates with this idea is, "Virtue is the only thing that lifts man above all that is human and gives him access to the gods." This Stoic perspective highlights virtue as a transcendent force that elevates our existence beyond earthly concerns. Imagine this as a quest for inner chivalry, where each act of virtue becomes armor against the onslaught of overwork. Stoics consider virtue to provide inner stability, resilience in the face of life's trials, and clarity of mind to confront challenges with dignity. The constant practice of virtue is not just a moral prescription, but an invitation to cultivate inner excellence that, according to Stoics, leads to a truly fulfilling life. 6. Detachment visualization. It is not only necessary to have a good mind, but the main thing is to apply it correctly. René Descartes. This quote emphasizes the importance of applying our intelligence appropriately, including our ability to manage emotions in the face of imagined situations. Imagining a situation while maintaining emotional detachment allows us to overcome impulsive reactions. Rather than being overwhelmed by emotional waves, we become Stoic captains, steering our inner ship with discernment. This ability to visualize scenarios without being swept away by emotions offers a calmer and more balanced perspective. The practice of detached imagination is not an escape from emotions, but rather a means of understanding them without being overwhelmed by them. It is a valuable tool that, in line with Stoic wisdom, allows us to navigate calmly through the emotional storms of life. 7. Dedicated reflection time. Allocating specific moments for reflection becomes a strategic practice according to Stoic principles. Channeling excessive thoughts in a structured way and thus avoiding constant mental overload. See this as creating a dedicated space for reflection, a mental sanctuary where thoughts can be consciously processed without being overwhelmed. It is a deliberate time to explore ideas, challenges, and goals, offering a structure that keeps mental overload resulting from chaotic and unstructured thinking at bay. The idea is to create a mental ritual that empties the mind of unnecessary thoughts and focuses energy on what truly matters. The allocation of specific time for reflection becomes a valuable strategy for Stoics, transforming wasted time into an opportunity for personal growth. It is a practice that provides mental structure, thus avoiding constant overload and promoting informed reflection. 8. This approach aligns with the Stoic principle that choices must be made, as time and energy are not infinite. Imagine this as building an inner garden, where each goal is a plant that requires care and attention. By prioritizing these goals, a clear and organized mental space is created, eliminating the chaos of scattered thoughts. It is a deliberate process where one distinguishes between what is truly essential and what is accessory, thus discarding superfluous thoughts that could lead to overthinking. Prioritizing goals according to Stoic philosophy is not just a time management exercise, but a profound approach guiding how we use our mental energy. By focusing attention on what truly matters, superfluous thoughts are set aside, creating a mental space conducive to clarity and meaningful realization of our aspirations. Thank you for accompanying me on this enriching journey once again. I look forward to sharing more inspiring content with you in the future. Don't forget to subscribe and enable the notification bell to stay connected.